Hi, I'm George Cox for ActonTV. Coming up, we have information on the West Nile virus with the Acton Nursing Services, a new way how to landscape your yard, entrepreneurs with the Kids Business Fair, and so much more on this edition of Talk of the Town. I am standing here at the Acton Arboretum. As you can see, the landscaping here is impeccable. There's a new way to landscape, or maybe an old way. Here's Bill Clower from the Acton Historical Society to tell you more. ActonTV stopped by the Hosmer House to talk to Bill Clower of the Acton Historical Society on a unique way they keep their landscaping maintained.
Good morning. I don't know whether any of you have ever heard of such a thing as goatscaping, but I guess it's nothing really new, but we have brought it here to the Hosmer House at 300 Main Street because we need some landscaping done, and it seems like goats do a very good job of meandering through and just getting everything in their pathway out of right through their digestive system. It's sort of a ecologically easy thing on the environment, just to bring in a team of goats. You don't have to use any herbicides to kill stuff off. They do a wonderful job. First they eat the vegetation, they go back and they actually eat the roots. And I've heard that they have a liking for poison ivy, and we all know what it's something here in New England we can't get rid of, so maybe this is a way to get rid of the thing, using a natural predator to the poison ivy. These guys arrived yesterday. We had a pretty good sized field of vegetation right over the wall, and they've been working off and on today, yesterday afternoon. We don't know how late they work at night. They don't seem to really rest much. All they do is eat and eat and eat. They slow down for a little bit, they take a break, then they go back and they start all over again. And this is something that we want to try and see how well it does. We do know that when Ethel Todd, one of the predecessors to the Historical Society's ownership, lived here back from 1920s to 1970 when she passed away, that she kept a goat here. So we're not doing anything new for this piece of property, but we are certainly doing something new for all of us. And they're interesting animals. They certainly are sure-footed. They love to stand on the wall that's out behind here, and they just graze and graze and graze all day long. Basically, we supply them with water. The owner will come out here after this area has been chewed down, and they will move the goats over to a new location, and then they start all over again. They may be here as like 5 or 6 days in this area, and then they will move over to the next location. No, they'll go to anybody's house. You want to get the front lawn done real good, real close, I'm sure they'll come over. But this goatscaping has become a fairly common thing around in this area. We've run across a number of people that have goats that rent the things out, and they're not hard to get. There's a couple of teams around out in Lunenburg area, and these came from a company down in Duxbury, but they're not hard to get.
Here is some great information on the West Nile virus and how you and your family can protect yourself with the Acton Nursing Services.
Hi, I'm Cheryl from the town of Acton, and I'm the health director. And we're here today to discuss West Nile virus, how you can protect your family as well as treatment and diagnosis. I have a contract with Central Mass Mosquito Control Project. As part of that contract, Central Mass routinely tests mosquitoes, and those tests are sent to the Mass Department of Public Health. And we have had, unfortunately, 3 mosquitoes that have tested positive for West Nile. So because of that, we had the first one in July, and that was in the Simon Willard area. We conducted a townwide spraying of the certain area, a radius of the certain area that was affected. And that happened in July. And then just recently in September, we had 2 additional mosquitoes test positive. One was on Spencer Road and one was at the Maynard Town Line. So we also did another targeted area spraying. And the reason for that was to minimize the impacts it would have to you as the residents. So if you can recall, back in 2000 to 2008, the Mass Department of Public Health was testing birds. We were finding dead birds on the sides of the road, and that's the point that we realized that West Nile was here. So the Department of Public Health tested those birds for those 8 years, and they determined that indeed it was here. And now I'm going to have Heather talk about the health impacts.
Thank you, Cheryl. So the symptoms of West Nile are pretty common to a typical virus or a flu. 8 out of 10 people infected with West Nile don't develop any symptoms, so a lot of times people don't realize that they have it. The most typical common symptoms are a febrile illness. 1 in 5 will typically have those symptoms that include a fever, with other symptoms such as a headache, body aches, joint pain, vomiting, diarrhea, or a rash. Most people recover pretty quickly and completely, but sometimes fatigue and weakness can last for weeks to months. There are some serious side effects for some people. It's very rare though. That includes a very high fever, headache, neck stiffness, disorientation, coma, tremors, convulsions, muscle weakness, vision loss, numbness, and paralysis. So those are things that definitely you need to see a practitioner for. West Nile can happen in any age, but the 60 and above group are at greater risk. And then those with certain medical conditions, diabetes, cancer, hypertension, kidney disease, and those who have received any kind of organ transplant are at greater risk for having a reaction to a mosquito bite. Those who do get a severe illness, it can take weeks to months to recover. Some of the effects of the central nervous system are really what is the biggest problem. So again, if you have any of these symptoms, you should definitely contact your healthcare provider. The diagnosis of West Nile is the West Nile virus antibody testing, which is collected with a blood sample or also from cerebral spinal fluid. The disease is typically detectable 3 to 8 days after the onset of symptoms and can persist for 30 to 90 days. Viral cultures can be taken from blood, spinal fluid, or tissue to also confirm the infection. So that's how it is diagnosed. The treatment for this is really over-the-counter medications. There's no vaccine. There's no antiviral medications for West Nile. The over-the-counter pain medications can be used like a Tylenol for fever reduction and to relieve some of the symptoms of joint pain and headache and things like that. In severe cases, typically a patient will be admitted to the hospital mainly for supportive treatment, for dehydration, giving some IV fluids, maybe if the pain from joint or headache is severe enough to warrant something a little stronger than an over-the-counter medication, and then just for nursing care and oversight.
So all this information that we spoke about today, there's a lot of great resources I'd like to point out to you. The CDC has a great website, which is the Center for Disease Control. Mass.gov has public health fact sheets that could be of interest to you. And also the Central Mass Mosquito Control Project, they have a great website with a lot of information on it. And I would highly recommend that you look at that. And you can also call Central Mass, and their phone number is 508-393-3055.
Okay, Patrick, now we have George behind the camera. Up next is a very special segment produced by a couple of our youth members, Sean and Drew. Sean spent a day at the Discovery Museum highlighting all of the great new stuff they have there, and Drew edited it.
Hello, I'm Sean, and welcome to the new and improved Discovery Museum. They have tons of new stuff to check out, so let's get right to it. This is the Discovery Woods. Let's go check it out. Pretty neat. I can see it's made all out of wood, and I heard that they use the wood that they cut down from this area to build it, and it's all natural and very learnative. That wasn't good wording. Let's go check out Fairy Burrow and what they have. This is a slapophone. Hands only. Hello, I'm here with Allie, and we're going to ask her a couple questions. So, what's the most popular exhibit here?
Wow, well, all of the exhibits are equally popular, but what I find is that each of our visitors has their own favorite. So families will come in and they'll say, well, my child's favorite is this exhibit, my other child's favorite is that exhibit, and it really just depends. We have exhibits for everyone. We have science exhibits, we have math exhibits, we have design and engineering exhibits, we have architecture exhibits, we have imaginary play, and we have a whole acre of outdoor play as well.
So, are there any like special exhibits, like limited time exhibits happening soon or now?
So all of our exhibits right now are open to the public, and we welcome everyone to come on through. We have the only area in our museum that's a little bit geared towards certain ages is our Brain Building Together exhibit, and that's for caregivers who have children here who are birth to 3 years old, so it's for our littlest visitors, and it's a great spot to come in for families to be together, to play with your littlest guys.
What do you think is the best part about the Discovery Museum?
Wow, there's so many things that I love. I love that when you come into the Discovery Museum, everything is hands-on. You just jump right in and play. You can follow your children's lead. They can make decisions about what they want to do, what they want to learn, and I love hearing families as they go through the museum asking questions, because we know that's a great way that everybody learns together.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm a musician. Train's leaving. What is your favorite exhibit today?
What do you like the best? The sand?
That part.
So the ping pong one thing?
It's a lot of fun for kids. There's a lot to do. A lot of different activities. When it's a rainy day, it's a great place to come.
All right, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
So I'm with Joe, who's working at the station. So what's your favorite part about this job?
Well, this particular site is where we make harmonographs. And the nice thing about it is that I get to explain a bit of physics that go with making harmonographs. For instance, this isn't a table because it has no legs, so at least it's a hanging table. And secondly, it's really a pendulum. And so you're making a drawing on a pendulum.
Do you like kids' reactions when they see the finished product?
Of course. And everyone's unique, so everyone's going to be different, but they're all a very good thing to be doing.
Thank Thanks for joining us today at the Discovery Museum. I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. If you'd like to find out more, visit discoveryacton.org to learn a little bit more about this place. Bye!
Here is a member of the Acton Garden Club, Linda O'Neill, to tell you about a great event in October, Cooking from the Garden. We have a very special in-studio guest, Linda O'Neill of the Acton Garden Club, to tell us about a special event going on October 14th. So Linda, tell us what's going on.
It's sponsored by the Acton Garden Club. It's yearly, the Garden Club does a memorial, Shirley Toll memorial presentation. And this is this year's offering. And we're opening this up to, hopefully, to more families. It's going to be on Sunday, October 14th, and it's going to be about cooking from the garden. We all want to try to eat healthier and better, and this is a way of introducing that, hopefully, to people, and our focus this year is on families. And
it's really important to people who do have gardens. Some people like me who are not a green thumb, it's always interesting to me for people who grow their own gardens and make their own basil and their own mint. And are we showing people how to set up the garden?
There will be some samples of things that you can try and take home, and there'll be plenty of time for questions, and you can always contact your local Acton Garden Club if you have any questions about your garden or concerns.
And the website, I know if you Google Acton Garden Club, it comes up. Do you have a website?
Yes, it's www.actongardenclub.org.
Excellent, and I know you're doing it in the fall, which is always nice to get people outside in the fall and get involved. Do you have any advice for people who have a garden and now it's coming into fall?
Probably cleaning up is a really important thing, because if you leave a lot of dead debris, insects can winter over in there. That'll be there come next year when you put your tomatoes back in, and rotating vegetables so that they're not in the same spot, so those same fungus and so forth don't hibernate and then come back in the spring. So cleaning up, and if you have any questions, there's plenty of help out there. And just call the Acton Garden Club, or there's other organizations that you can call and get. But probably cleaning up and just keeping your tools clean. If you're digging into some dirt and it doesn't look really healthy, then clean it before you take it and use it in another area of the yard. That's really important too.
Excellent. Now, do you have any other events coming up with the Garden Club beyond the event on the 14th?
Well, this is an annual event that we do. We open it to the public. The Garden Club itself meets monthly, and we have very informative meetings where we have professionals come and talk to us about the latest in whatever the topic of the year is. The focus is to educate the public about ways of having healthy areas, healthy lawns, healthy yards without using chemicals. There are ways to do that, and we really have people that help us to keep that in our minds, to always to try to be organic, try to use mulches and things that will, so you don't have to spray. compost.
And it's so useful too for people who own homes who just really might not know where to get started. I think the Acton Garden Club is a great place.
Oh, it's a great resource.
Now, is it
Great
available to people in Acton, other communities, or just Acton? Or if people want to get involved, how would they do that?
We do have members that don't live in Acton, so you can just call or visit the website and get the information about if you're interested in becoming a member, or just calling. There is an Acton number also that you can call and ask questions, and it's a great club. It's a great club.
It is, and all the information is on the screen. I just want to remind everybody, it's Paul Split, Cooking from the Garden. It is Sunday, October 14th at 6 p.m. If you want more information, visit the Acton Garden Club. And Linda, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
And get out there and start your garden soon with the Acton Garden Club. Here's Robin Kenny to talk to some young entrepreneurs at the Kids Business Fair.
I'm here with Anya. Anya, can you tell me a little bit about your business?
My business about OMG Pops. That stands for Organic Maple Goodness. Sometimes I use the tools, but sometimes I don't. I used to never use them, but now I sort of use them.
Oh wow, satin finish. These are beautiful. So we have a unicorn for $1. Wow, that's a good steal. And the beautiful monkey. I wonder if we can get a close-up. Maybe if I hold it up close to the camera, should I do it?
Yeah.
Look it. Cool monkey.
We made different bracelets. I made with beans. She made with hand with a charm, and Anna made with hand. My business is Treats Express, and I made organic gummies with no added sugar or artificial flavors or colors.
What do they taste like?
Well, they taste like the fruit juice I made in.
What kind of juices?
Mango fruit juice, pomegranate, and grape and blueberry.
That's awesome.
So I sell bean bags, troll pencils, towel teddies, and hats.
That's a lot of stuff. What's a towel teddy?
So basically, if a kid hurts itself, you can put an ice cube into the nose of the bear, and yeah. This one's meant for long range, and this one's meant for portability if you're going to your friend's house or something.
So today I am selling homemade slime and homemade soap, and yesterday I spent 3 hours making all of my slimes, and my mom helped me make them and put them in my containers and stuff. So thank you for her. She's right over there.
My booth is Heavenly Boutique. I'm like a body hair beauty kind of supply booth. I have all my products listed here, also with the prices. A really popular one today was the body butter.
So in most of my slimes, it's scented, so like oranges or peppermint scents. Some slimes have foam beads in them.
These are called Wandering Jew, and they're really nice. You can just clip them and they'll sprout a whole new plant. I redo old furniture, and then I take signs, I make them directional signs, like this one's to Narnia, and I do them to mythical or magical places or real world places, and I make huge directional signs or inspirational plaques and mason jar organizers. I found this love from my refinishing old furniture and traveling. Painting here is a Japanese lantern with Japanese flowers. I love all the different flowers in nature. It's one of my favorite things. So you buy the bracelet, and then you take a metal letter, I guess, and you take a hammer and you stamp it.
We make fun and utility things out of recycling items. So this is the product. They're called emoji holders.
It's fun seeing so many people and what they like to do. My name is Ifa, and this is my business. It's called Charming because I make clay charms, and I have earrings, keychains, and necklaces, and I have glow-in-the-dark stuff because Halloween's coming up.
We guys are wearing Bean Trim t-shirts. All of us. Come on.
We are Liznick Sensations, and my name is Lizzie.
And my name's Nicole.
And we are authors and also crafters.
So what I do in my business is, I make the jewelry and I sell it to donate the money.
My name is Ruth Akbaji, and I am the owner and manager of CodeWiz. So CodeWiz is an after-school center, and it's for kids aged 5 through, the oldest we have is 17, and they come in and they learn how to code through different mediums.
Hi, I'm Sushri. So I'm organizing this Children's Business Fair. This is our second year organizing this business fair. This is Shobha. She's from New York Life, and she has sponsored a good amount of money for helping us with all the things here, reserving the space, awards and everything. And this is Sarang and Sandeep. They are from Chinese Mirchi, and they have sponsored the lunch for the kids. And they have been giving here food for them because it's a long day event. It starts like around 9:30. We all were here and we are still hanging out here.
Hi, I'm State Senator Jamie Eldridge, and really happy to be here at the second annual Children's Business Fair. I've just been walking around to all the tables and learning the different business models and businesses that these students have come up with. I think there's around 43 tables, so it's really, really impressive just to show this kind of innovation being started by kids at such a young age. And this will really get kids thinking and help them in school, and maybe they'll become small businessmen and women later on in life.
Thank you, Robin, and you can see more segments with her on future episodes of Talk of the Town. Do you have a story idea? Maybe you want to be your own TV celebrity? You can do your own show at ActonTV. Drop us a line at actontv.org. We'd like to leave you with the Kids Video Camp and the Train Fiasco. I'm George Cox for Talk of the Town. Thank you for watching.
Hello, little girl. Hi, Mr. Conductor. That looks fun. How about we make a trade? You get to drive the train, and I get the food. Yes, yes, yes! Best day ever! What the heck is going on? This conductor is crazy. Sean, over here, grab onto my chair.
I am the new conductor. I have reached full speed and can't reach the stop button, so just don't die.
Timer from earlier? Yeah, her horrid babysitter! What's gonna happen now? You'll find out! Stop! Stop! I can't reach the button! You know what you have done.